The Sigma male walks through life with a quiet confidence that many find magnetic. His independence, depth, and authenticity create an aura of mystery that draws people in. Yet when it comes to lasting romantic relationships, many Sigma males find themselves walking alone. Today we're exploring the painful paradox of why these remarkable men often end up solitary, despite their many attractive qualities. This isn't about blaming or pathologizing, but about understanding the inherent challenges that come with the Sigma mindset in the context of intimate relationships. 1. The fortress of self-sufficiency becomes a prison. The Sigma male's greatest strength, his profound self-sufficiency, often becomes his biggest liability in relationships. He's so adept at meeting his own emotional and practical needs that he struggles to make space for a partner's contributions. Where other men might welcome a partner's care or support, the Sigma male often perceives it as an intrusion on his independence. This creates a painful dynamic where potential partners feel unnecessary, even unwanted. They find themselves in a relationship with a man who seems perfectly content without them, who handles every crisis alone, who processes every emotion internally. Over time, this creates a profound sense of irrelevance. The partner begins to wonder, does he even need me? What value do I add to his life? The Sigma male's fortress of self-sufficiency, built to protect him from dependency, becomes a prison that keeps intimacy out. 2. The inability to perform emotional labor. Modern relationships require a certain amount of emotional labor. The daily maintenance of checking in, expressing concern, providing reassurance, and demonstrating care in ways that are visible and tangible. The Sigma male often struggles with this performative aspect of emotional connection. He may feel deep care for his partner, but he expresses it through consistent action rather than emotional demonstration. He'll solve practical problems, provide stability, and offer silent support. But he often fails at the daily emotional maintenance that makes partners feel seen and cherished in the moment. This isn't indifference, it's a different emotional language. But in a world that often mistakes constant emotional expression for depth of feeling, his quiet consistency can feel like emotional neglect to partners who need more visible reassurance. 3. The paradox of high standards and low tolerance. The Sigma males maintain exceptionally high standards for themselves, and they naturally extend these standards to potential partners. They value intelligence, independence, and authenticity above all else. However, they often have remarkably low tolerance for the normal human imperfections and dependencies that arise in intimate relationships. When a partner has a moment of neediness, experiences self-doubt, or requires extra emotional support, the Sigma male may perceive this as a character flaw rather than normal human vulnerability. His own emotional independence makes it difficult to understand or tolerate what he sees as excessive dependency. This creates an impossible standard where partners feel they must be perfectly self-sufficient while simultaneously being emotionally available, a contradiction that leaves them feeling constantly inadequate. 4. The communication chasm. Sigma males are masters of observation, but often struggle with verbal emotional expression. They process internally, reach conclusions independently, and assume their actions speak louder than words. Unfortunately, most relationships require explicit verbal communication to bridge the gap between two separate, subjective experiences. The Sigma male's partner often finds herself in the position of having to initiate difficult conversations, articulate needs repeatedly, and interpret silent treatments. Over time, this emotional translation work becomes exhausting. She feels like she's in a relationship with a beautiful, complex book written in a language she can't quite decipher. The Sigma male, meanwhile, feels misunderstood and pressured to become someone he's not. This communication chasm widens until connection becomes impossible. 5. The fear of enmeshment. For the Sigma male, maintaining psychological autonomy is as necessary as breathing. The natural enmeshment that occurs in healthy relationships, the blending of lives, identities, and social circles, can feel like a threat to his very sense of self. He may resist moving in together, sharing finances, or integrating social lives not because he doesn't care, but because he fears losing himself in the relationship. This resistance often reads as commitment phobia or lack of investment to partners who see these steps as natural progressions of intimacy. The Sigma male wants connection without fusion, partnership without possession, a nuanced understanding that many partners struggle to comprehend or accept. 6. The misinterpretation of solitude. A Sigma male's need for solitude is fundamental to his well-being. It's not rejection, it's renewal. However, to a partner who interprets togetherness as love and constant connection as security, his periodic withdrawals can feel like abandonment or punishment. The partner left wondering why he needs to escape her presence, what she did wrong, how she can get him to want to spend more time with her. The Sigma male, meanwhile, feels suffocated by the pressure to be constantly available and resents having to justify his fundamental need for space. This fundamental mismatch in relational needs creates a push-pull dynamic that eventually tears relationships apart. 7. The unwillingness to play social games. Romantic relationships don't exist in a vacuum. They're embedded in social contexts that require certain performances, family gatherings, social events, couple friendships. The Sigma male's refusal to engage in social niceties or perform happiness for others often creates tremendous strain. He won't pretend to enjoy events he finds tedious, won't feign interest in conversations he finds superficial, and won't perform the role of happy partner for an audience. While intellectually honest, this rigidity can embarrass partners and isolate the couple socially. The partner finds herself constantly making excuses, managing his image, and navigating social situations alone. A lonely and exhausting position that eventually breeds resentment. 8. The tragic misalignment of love languages. Sigma males typically express love through actions, solving problems, providing stability, offering silent support. They're often weakest in the areas of words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. Precisely the love languages many partners most need to feel cherished. This misalignment creates a tragic scenario where both people feel unloved despite caring deeply. The Sigma male feels unappreciated for all he does practically. His partner feels starved for emotional connection and affirmation. Both are giving love in their own language, but neither is receiving it in the language they understand. Over time, this mutual misunderstanding erodes the foundation of care until the relationship collapses under the weight of good intentions poorly expressed. The Sigma male's journey in love is ultimately the story of sovereignty, the beautiful but lonely freedom of being complete unto oneself. His strengths in independence, integrity, and self-sufficiency become liabilities in the context of intimacy, where vulnerability, interdependence, and emotional expressiveness are the currencies of connection. This isn't to say Sigma males cannot have successful relationships, but those that work require partners who understand their unique language, who don't need constant reassurance, who value autonomy as much as connection, and who can appreciate love expressed through action rather than words. For the Sigma male, the path to lasting love requires learning to translate his deep care into forms others can receive, to balance his need for solitude with his partner's need for connection, and to recognize that dependence isn't weakness, but the beautiful vulnerability that makes intimacy possible. The dark side of the Sigma male in love is that his very completeness, the quality that makes him so compelling, often prevents the beautiful incompleteness that draws people together and keeps them connected through a lifetime. If you're a Sigma male looking to understand how to build bridges without compromising your essential nature, I recommend watching our video.